9:03 p.m., 7/20/2018. Your mother raped your dad so she could have you. He didn't want another child. The burden was already too heavy, working 2 jobs. Why can't you get that in your head? There's something wrong with you women, seriously. Up Iowa way. I'm swearing. She and her girlfriends plotted on him, and together they came up with the idea that if she wanted another child, it was going to be up to her to initiate what it takes. You get what I'm saying? He was strictly against the idea. All right? The day number 2 was born, he left. Didn't have anything else to do with it. He saw her through. He was advised to leave by other people. All right? He took it on advisement to fly the coop. Get out while you still can. So he did. Does that sound like some kind of pedophile? I just got this brand new baby girl in my life, and I've got a toddler boy. But I'm done with this family because I'm treated like crap by my wife, who is supposed to serve me, not go against me. We're supposed to serve each other, all right? He's holding up his end of the bargain with working 2 jobs. Get it? I believe at that point in time he was working at the college. All right? She raped him. All right? He hopped a train. He found someone else. He divorced her. Said good riddance. Then later, after the kids arrived at our house in '93, I guess something in the older one started to break from being able to be away from there, free to eat what he wanted, well, within reason. I never did say, no, you can't have seconds of this, that, or the other. To eat his fill. Unlike there, say a bad word, you're going to get it taken. Alright? And other reasons, they would take their food and then expect them to work. When he began to break, or let down, or whatever you want to call it, we already had the tools to handle that kind of thing from our time in 12 and 12 groups, 12-step groups. I say 12 by 12 because it's 12 steps, 12 traditions, okay? So, John got a hold of, it was either a 4th step or 5th step worksheet, and gave it to the older one to use as a guide to write out what was on his mind. Alright? That is all advised in those programs. You write it out, and then you share it with someone. Okay? So he did. Next thing you know, when him and his dad are out in the garage puttering around, and she's probably out there too, he comes out with what his mother did to him in Iowa. Then he was asked if he wanted to make a formal report, which he did. I saw that report with my own eyes when I got the file from the state in '97 when the case was closed. I'd never seen it before. I just knew it had occurred. I didn't know the particulars. There were no details at that time until I got to read the file. So there are two males within her reach that she was abusive to. One she flat out raped, and I won't go into the details of the other. So that leaves it open-ended as far as I'm concerned. Were there other males in that group up there that she decided to be aggressive toward or to? That would be my main question, especially if I was a family member of someone who was still in attendance, or still, because it's a church, in attendance, but because it's also an intentional community, aka commune, if there's still residents there. You see, have they moved there? Have they gotten rid of most of their worldly goods and signed over all, if not most, of their worldly wealth to that bunch? And then they're pretty much SOL. And there she is, their teacher, their trusted servant. She helps with the canning of the goods, the processing of their food. All right. And even further, when we found out she had gotten remarried, it lasted 3 months. And she wrote herself in that letter that I've had since '97 that husband had to push John and her's daughter, I forget the wording, if it was push her off or push her away, that he had become cold. And then the next thing you know, blam, divorce, over in 3 months. Shipped them back to Iowa. So that's 3 men that I know of that this aggression was prevalent. Okay? She may have the court in Sedalia and social services and whoever else wrapped around her little finger. But I'm one old gal she's not gonna fool at all. She says I was gone. I know her a lot better than what she wants to admit. And by saying that I was gone, I'm guessing it just kind of says, without saying, that I don't know her nearly as well as all that. But I do. I do. I went toe to toe with her on so many different things. And see, she had even told us during one of our candlelight dinners in the evening that they were taught to lie. They were taught to lie. They wanted that commune and its goings on guarded that much, that the kids were taught to lie so they didn't get out when they had to go to town for whatever, lumber or flour or whatever, and meet up with, run into someone who got them talking at the store, and they blabbed something. So it was just easier, rather than explain why not to talk about it, just to tell them to lie, flat out. That's how you do things in the real world. You just make it up as you go. It's a philosophy. I was going to try to keep this short here. It's gone over where I wanted it to, but thanks for watching.